Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Pendulum Swing Conversations. I am your co host, Samara.
And I am Therese Lynette. Why is it always like that awkward pause?
I know, because that is always your cue to kick it off.
Okay. Hope you all are having a beautiful week so far. But today I wanted to bring to the platform. I know y'all been seeing Monique speak about when she was in Atlanta and she saw the females with the bonnets on their head and then bedroom shoes and um I guess lounging wear that shit pajamas. And she was saying that we should have like a little more pride about ourselves and not go out like that. And I just want to know what's your take on that? How do you feel about that? You think she was speaking truth, or are you kind of on the fence, or what's your feeling?
So, when you sent me the video, I got off when it went off. I said, "Let me pay my play. Let me go ahead and pay my Netflix bill." And
Oh my god.
I had mixed feelings.
Hmm.
It could have been who it was coming from,
Right.
because I think if it was somebody like Beyonce, I'd probably be like, "That's right, girl. We don't need to wear our scarves no more." But
Oh, you wrong. But go ahead.
I mean, I'm being honest. I'm
Right, right,
totally
right.
honest, and this is, this is why I usually do not like to comment on celebrities, because you know
Well, no, it's I guess it's just not really commenting on them. Like, how do you feel about that? You could just say whether you feel you like agree, or you kind of, not necessarily like that.
Well, see, it made me when for her to pass judgment on somebody that has on a bonnet or a scarf or some slippers in the airport. It made me start looking at her, because I feel like there are women out here that don't agree with gray edges.
Oh,
And so it
you
started
know what?
look at her imperfections. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, someone passed judgment on you in these gray edges. However, however, I get it.
Right.
But with me, I want to be comfortable on my flight.
Right.
And so if that person feel like they want to wear a bonnet, they want to wear a scarf, so what? I mean, who are we to say, "Oh my God, your life is just going in the wrong direction"?
Ah, that was good. That was good.
you know, maybe okay, maybe the grocery store, okay, I get it. Out like that. But when you're getting on a plane, you want to be comfortable. The first thing I'm doing when I get on a plane, I'm going to sleep.
Right.
So, um, I have mixed feelings. I mean, and I guess because I've been there where I've had a bad hair day and I tied it up and went outside in some cute slippers.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so oh. Now if I showed up at a job interview, okay,
Right. I mean,
but this is my time. Leave them people alone. They want to wear their bonnets. Don't look at them.
right. For me, I'm kind of like you. Like, I get it. Personally, I wouldn't. Um, because that's just how I was raised. You
Mhm.
you don't go out the house looking crazy. You don't go out the house in clothes that should be worn on the inside. You don't wear bedroom shoes out. That's just how my mama was. And so, like, I probably wouldn't. But then again, when I say I get it, it's because I took a trip to actually where you are. I took a trip, and come to think about it, I had my hair in a scarf the whole time. So it was kind of like, I was like, that's right, Monique, preach. Then I thought about it. I was like, girl, you was one of them. And it was kind of like, oh, I was, you know. Um,
Mhm.
so it's kind of like, I really got what she was saying. Overall, I got what she was saying. You want to have a little bit of pride about yourself. Not saying they don't have pride or anything like that, but you wanna, when you step out, you wanna represent well. You wanna represent your family. You wanna represent, you know, who you are. So I get it. I get it. Now probably thinking, if somebody would ask me if I'd be wrong to wear that, I'd probably say, girl, pull your hair back in a ponytail. You know what I'm saying? But like, I get both ways. I get both ways. But she said it so loving. You just wanted to, you know,
You
like
know
we,
what I know?
we was her
Oh,
babies.
when she comes to us and like, baby, sugar, all that, to me, I feel like she is being sarcastic because of the scandal that she was. Well, I don't want to call it a scandal, but because of the situation that she went through with Netflix, that she came off as a angry black woman.
Yeah.
And I think when she does that approach, she's being sarcastic.
I can see that, but I think she does do it. She does it when she's angry, and she does it when she's really trying to get her point across. Because she does play that role, like, listen here, sister, my sister. You know what I'm saying? When she's reading somebody.
Hmm.
So I totally get it. So yeah, I've seen her do it seriously that way, in a loving way, and then another way, like really being, you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yeah, girl. I just thought
Monique,
that,
we love you. You looking good. You're
of
definitely,
course.
and it's inspiration. As far as your weight loss journey,
Oh, it is. She looks
keep up the
awesome,
good work.
right?
What else you got? Unemployment.
Yes.
Unemployment. Ugh. So it's stopping in South Carolina, huh?
Oh yeah. And I knew that he was gonna jump on the bandwagon because we are a Republican state. He follows everything Republican. I mean, which he should, because he is a Republican. But sometimes the stuff is like crazy, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of see both ways to this too. How they're trying to say some states are giving incentives, like if you find a job, we'll give you this. But if you're not paying these people, if they started off getting $600 a week in unemployment, and if you weren't making that, I mean, who go back? I mean, being real. So they're trying to explain to, like, these lawmakers, these people need to start making more money. And that's just the bottom line. It's so sad to have, like, a mama that works 10, 12 hour days, and she's barely getting by, you know? And it's just sad. So having that extra money was probably a blessing for them. It was a blessing. What's your take on it?
I really, I really don't know how to respond to that. I
Hmm.
thought I did, but I really don't know how to respond. Um, I could easily say, well, get you a job that pays better.
Right.
Um, but I don't think that would be the best approach to that,
Right.
because you know the reality of it, not everybody is able to.
Right.
You um a lot of people don't know.
Right.
But I hope um that they have put money to the side, because if you were, surviving off that $5.50 an hour, I hope you're not buying crab legs and lobster tails and
Right.
do say
Right.
with money that you're actually saving it.
Right. Right. And
No.
the scary part about that is if you have somebody that um like say for instance they're not used to having that extra, they may not know. They might do that because they haven't been taught to, okay, this goes to the side. And that's another thing too. I think um once you know better, you do better, and it's like money management and learning how to save and all of that. Because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I struggle with that. You know,
Oh, I do too.
yeah,
I do too, to a certain extent.
right,
When I had the situation with my mother, when she passed away, and I lost my job, even though I know that they did me a favor so I could, be by her side when she passed. Um, that situation taught me a whole lot, um, because we needed, funds to bury her, and I thought about all the money that I spent, and that situation taught me a big lesson.
right,
And so I don't spend every single dime that I have.
right,
I actually save, because I did have the mentality like, oh well, shoot, ain't nobody gonna spend my money when I die.
right,
I'ma spend my money.
right,
But that was dumb.
right, right,
That was dumb. So that situation gave me a paradigm shift. So I save a lot now.
right,
I'm comfortable, and if it's a situation where something that comes along that I really, really want to do, I'm going to sacrifice and not do it just so I can have a savings or have, I'll just say a cushion.
right,
So I was like, that'll never happen again.
right. I understand, but a lot of times, I mean, a lot of times it's hard. You have to actually say, like my dad say. My daddy said it doesn't take much to save. He said even if you save a dime out of a dollar, and he's always told me that if you save a dime out of a dollar, that can be your savings. You know, and that's some real talk. I think
Mhm.
about that all the time, and that has I've um told my kids that. Now my kids say it, because that was in putting it in them, you know.
Yeah,
But
I know. One year, um, my goddaughter actually challenged me to save all of my $5 bills. And so every time I broke a 20 or a 10 and I had a $5 bill, I would just throw it in the dresser or something.
uh
Girl, I got so excited about all them fives, I went and spent them.
because you were so excited that you were so excited that you actually could do it,
Yeah.
and then as you saw all that was coming in, you was like, yeah. And
Uh-huh.
well,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
maybe that's something that we can do together because that sounds good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
But
that.
now though, I don't have a lot of cash on me anymore.
Oh,
So I
okay.
just swipe, you know.
I don't.
Back then, keep cash on me. And I used to say that way, save my fives that way.
I don't either, but I keep more now because my kids are getting at the age they like to do stuff,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of times they have debit cards, but a lot of times I don't understand why they can't just keep it on them, But I always like to keep cash for them. just in case
Mm-hmm.
they want to do something, because the little crew at church likes to do stuff after church. So I try and keep cash in, like a little stash in the glove compartment just for them. But yeah, that's a cool little idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay.
Okay. When you get up in the mornings, do you have like what's your routine? Do you have something like, do you listen to an encouraging word? Do you listen to encouraging music just to get your day going? Like, how do you start your day?
I used to, and I'm so happy that you said that, because I'm gonna start doing that again. I really used to do that in the morning. It used to be encourage yourself. I can't remember her name. Um
Oh, Donna Lawrence.
no, it's a female. Is it what is her name? Um Encourage. Oh Lord, I don't want to.
Yeah, if you, I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
That's Donna Lawrence in the
Oh,
tri.
okay, gotcha. I was thinking about her name, because when I
Oh, I know her name.
but it used to be like I'm encouraged, that song, and also Mary's song, get up, dun 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 dun, get up, you got a lot to do, 24 hours almost gone. That used to be my song, because I was like, that was so motivating to get up and do what you have been called to do, or whatever your thing is. It was like encouraging to stay motivated and get up and do it. So those two songs, they really stick out a lot. That used to be when I got dressed in the morning.
Okay. So what do you listen to now? Like,
I
for instance, like if you're going through a tough time and you just need some encouraging. So we already have your morning motivation for what you used to listen to. What do you listen to now? Like if you're going through a hard time.
um what song do I go to when I'm going through? Um oh, that I actually listen to for different reasons. You know, I know sometime when I feel myself losing myself, not losing myself, but knowing better in some decisions I make, I have to put on Holy One. And that is one that really speaks to my, like, it speaks to my heart, it speaks to my soul. Just the words that she's saying, it's so many different ones. Smile by Kirk Franklin. um
Mm-hmm.
you know that's another one that just ministers to me. And it's so many, it's so many songs. I actually have a playlist of all the songs like that, and just all of them just speak to my soul when I listen to them. It's just like I just be in my own little world, just getting that word.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Well, okay. So for my morning songs, I'll say this. Okay. So when my mom passed away,
Mm.
and I had to get a new job,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just really rough. Getting up in the mornings, still having my mother on my heart,
Mm.
and also going to a job that I actually took that was paying me less than the job that I was laid off from.
Right.
So it was just a lot on me in the morning. So I used to get up and listen to World's Greatest by R. Kelly.
Mm.
Um, then after, I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Started making more money when I got when I got promoted.
Right.
I started listening to stuff like Cardi B. I got fans in the coop, busting out the road. I would listen to that. I would get, I would listen to some TD Jakes sermons. I like his old ones.
Mm.
Um, more so than the new ones. So I would listen to a lot of, those sermons on the way to work, because it takes me over an hour to get to work in the morning sometimes. And
Wow.
yeah, so I'm listening to that. When I'm having a hard time, um, I will say, again, by Faith Evans.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Now that song,
Right. I feel
that
that.
woke me up. That song kept me from going into grief when my father passed.
Mm.
I didn't have time to really grieve when my mom passed, because I had to get back, in the swing of things. It was just a little heaviness, but I had to keep going. With my father, what kept me from going into that grief was Faith Evans. And I actually listened to that song a couple of days ago, because someone else asked me, they were like, what song do you listen to get over heartbreak? And I was like, oh, definitely Faith Evans again.
Mm.
The word, it was a line in that word that actually just woke me up out of my grief. And what she said in the song, she said, you never know the storm that life may bring. It may make you happy, it may make you sad, but you have to let me look at the words. I think she said,
I know it's enough. Sometimes it may make you happy, it may make you sad. Sometimes, yeah, wouldn't that it?
but keep going, keep singing. She said, there's a reason for everything. And that's why I keep
Keep
believing,
believing.
because whatever is gonna be is gonna be.
Right.
And I was like, wow, like that just spoke volumes to my spirit, because it's true. It's like, you got to keep going. You don't know what life is going to bring, and no matter what happens, it's going to happen, and it's nothing that you can do about it.
Right.
Just like death is inevitable.
Right.
So you gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't say. You remember I told you when you kind of you get a little more worldly than you should after we both are Christians, we both are saved, and it took me back since you said those words when I said Holy One, and that was just playing in my head just now while you were talking about yours, and it's like, Holy One, I'm never gonna let you down no more, and that girl, just the thought of you speaking to the Lord and just saying that's how we all feel it as Christians, a lot of time we never want to let him down, but sometimes the world get the best of us.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say I don't like songs like that, but it's hard not to let down God. And I think that's why we have the cross.
Right. But sometimes those songs, even though a lot of times that you're gonna do it again, but sometimes that song just ministering that in your spirit, more accountable. I'm
I
gonna
get it.
but when you keep ministering it with it, you're more conscious of, maybe I shouldn't make that phone call.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock.
You know what? I was talking to my cousin today, because I listen to Clubhouse a lot. when I'm working,
Mm-hmm.
um, just to have it in my ear.
Right.
And I noticed that there was so many rooms about uh, relationships, like with a man and a woman, and finding your husband, finding your wife, and the black man and the black woman, and the Mars versus Venus, and it was just so overwhelming. Like it was so many, and I started to think like, do we find our happiness in relationships?
No.
It just seems like sometimes marriage is like the ultimate uh, goal in life. Like having someone is like the ultimate goal in life. And then I kind of got, I don't want to say convicted, but you know, the Holy Spirit did remind me that that's how the Bible kind of starts out. Adam,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Right. Right. Well, you can't have your happy relationships don't make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself first. And
Absolutely.
you know, because you can be unhappy, you can be lonely, all of that in relationships. You know,
Hmm.
um for me, I do think the ultimate goal, my opinion, the ultimate goal is family. Because I've never saw out a husband and children. Like, how a lot of people that I speak to, they're so driven in career that it's like that that's been that would be my last thought. I'm so driven into what I want to do, my career, traveling the world. But for me, it was that big house, picket fence, the American dream, my husband, my kids, our dog, that was what I envisioned.
And you know what? I can't say that. I would say when I was young, maybe,
Hmm.
because sometimes that, it's kind of like that thought was just put on me because that was everybody's dream to have a family with a house on top of the hill with a white picket fence and a dog.
Hmm.
And then as I got older, I'm like, no, I want to be financially straight.
Right.
Because I, and then at this age, I sometimes wonder, like, why would I need to be married? Like, it's no goal right now. Like, when we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and you was like, well, why would you keep an ace in the hole and you're in a committed relationship? And then I had to kind of think about it again, and I was like, well, you know what, maybe I need to have a goal before I get into the relationship. Like, what is our goal? Why do we need to be married? What is our goal to be married? Just to be up under each other? I'm beyond the age of, well, I ain't gonna say
Well,
I'm beyond the age of having children, because I see people still having children in their 40s, but
right.
my plan, I'm beyond the age to have a baby. Okay. So and then at one point it was like, okay, well, I wanted sex and I wanted an extra income. But I'm like, well, if I get the income, do I want to be married for sex? I could just.
Yeah, and to each his own. Um, I guess for me, my experiences, that's how it goes back to when I was younger. That's how I was brought up. That's what I knew.
And that's what you saw a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, that's what, and career was definitely in my family too, as far as going to college, all of that. But overall, I still saw my
The
children,
family.
my house. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Because you do have really long lasting marriages in your family. So big up to the long lasting marriages in your family.
Right, right.
Well, Cerise,
It
It's
was
time for us to wrap up, girl.
yes, 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 yes. And
Thank y'all for me.
you you all leave your comments. Anything that we talked about, y'all want to comment on, we can chat up, just leave us questions, comments.
And give us some ideas. Hell, we running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, but I just want to put y'all on the lookout. We are going to be starting a I don't want to say counseling, but y'all having some issues, y'all email us and tell us what's going on so we can kind of help you out. We ain't got to say, we ain't gonna tell nobody who you are. We just gonna try and
All
help
right, y'all. God bless you tonight.
you. Good night.